What's up, guys? Welcome to the next episode of Barbells and Banter. So before we get into the episode, just hit that subscribe button or that follow button, depending on what platform you're in. Helps us get out to more people just like yourself. Today's episode, we talk about our 10 favorite exercises that we wouldn't give up for the gym if we trained forever. We talked about some history in World War II. We also talked about gym pet peeves, the social pressures of life experiences, and the potential ramifications of trading those things off. All right, enjoy the episode.
Jess had to go get a new one. She said the last 4 weeks of all her video content's just gone.
Off her phone?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm at that stage now where I've got too much stuff, so I just have to delete shit.
Yeah.
But it's usually just like workout videos, like documenting workout videos and shit.
Yeah.
So just delete those.
Yeah.
I don't actually think there's anything of any substance on my phone. It's just all workout videos. As in the videos. Yeah. And just videos of my dog.
The very important thing. I have a whole folder for Indy.
Oh, really? Yeah, I don't take a lot of photos of Cleo. Feel bad. But she just doesn't like people. You know what I mean?
Leave me alone.
She's just like, she likes me, but she just doesn't, you know? Mab's just like, you know, it's like always the center of attention. So I'm always taking pictures of him. So I feel bad sometimes, but whatever. I'm sure parents have a favorite child.
They just don't tell
me
them.
for mine.
Same. Yeah. I was definitely
I've got competition though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as much as my brothers probably think that they are, I know I am. So I've clocked the engagement game again. Clocked it.
On
social media.
Socials.
Oh, I've clocked it. So last week it was get naked.
Mm-hmm.
And this week it's just fail a lift and bury yourself.
Fuck. That was a great video.
You know how many people commented on that video?
Yeah.
In my DMs and stuff?
Yeah.
Just really awesome to see someone else fail by the sound of it. I mean, obviously, like, I'll, joked about it.
Zoom in on the eyes and shit.
Bro, Adrian actually sent me that. But
really?
I noticed it because it was like, fuck, it was so funny.
Yeah.
Just like, as soon as it went down, I was just like,
oh,
this is going to take absolutely everything. And that wasn't enough. I actually haven't been in that situation for a long time.
Yeah.
Like where I've actually like not been able to lift the weight.
And there was no like, you could get to the stop and get out?
So I didn't know how close I was to the stop because I had to put the foam blocks on to get that range of motion. And I was pinned.
Yeah.
So like I was like, your body is mashed.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like the sides of is it your fibula?
Yeah.
I think it is. That's the side ones.
Mm-hmm.
They actually felt like they were going to blow out. Like, you know, down near your ankles?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was getting this pressure and I was like, fuck, this is bad.
You looked so calm. I was like, you must be pretty comfortable sitting where you were.
Oh, I wasn't. I just was like, there's no... Well, you know, it was kind of one of those situations where I was like, me panicking is not going to fix it.
Yeah.
Like, I actually have to relax.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be better if I relax.
Yeah. To be fair, the night I dropped the bench on my face before I had to present Serve 4, I was the same. I was just like, hey, mate, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, help.
Yeah. The music was so loud that I like couldn't get... There were two people closer to me than the guy that came. I couldn't speak to them because the music was so loud. I was just glad that dude was walking towards the cables machine so he could see me, and I just put my hand in the air because I don't think he would have paid attention, which is, fair enough. And then I was just like, you just need to do this. I was just like, fuck, get this up.
Jesus.
But yeah.
Help.
Yeah. I just missed my groove, man. Like,
yeah.
Because I've got video of another set and I'm just smashing them.
Same weight.
Yeah, I was smashing them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like on the extended video, I'm putting my feet, like I'm just doing this on the foot plate, like constantly, just trying to like find.
Comfortable. And
then like I put my feet too low.
Should have walked away from it, Jason.
I know.
Like the old golf swing.
I know. Yeah, I just thought in the gym, like I never walk away from things in the gym. Yeah. And then just as soon as I went down, my knees like felt like they were gonna fucking explode.
Yeah.
Because it was just way too low on the foot plate, and I was just like, all right, I can get this up. No, I cannot. I'll tell you what though, fuck man, I had like insane leg DOMs.
I bet.
Insane.
Maximum contraction.
I did a set before that, and then that was going to be my second top set, and then I didn't do anything after that. I didn't do that set, but I had a really good workout. I still did like deadlifts and shit, and
deadlifts.
I've been doing. You're the second person to get surprised about that.
What
so
do
I had
you mean?
someone. So they are a deadlift variation. Sorry.
Okay.
So I do like stiff leg deadlifts. So like from the ground,
Yeah.
flat back, hips don't change height. Yep. But yeah, even someone else said that. And I'm like, I've always done a deadlift variation. It's always been a deadlift variation.
I was just excited because you didn't say variation. You
Yeah.
didn't say RDL.
Well, technically it's a deadlift.
Or stiffies or something.
Oh, it's a stiffy.
Yeah.
It's a dead stop and then lift. So yeah, other people were excited, curious and like surprised. I was like, I always do deadlift variation. I just don't do conventional deadlifts. I have short arms and it's just not want to work for me.
It's just hard.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
For no reason.
I just don't see it as it's just not a valuable exercise to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I just don't find it valuable.
Yeah.
You know, every time I do them, I don't see a drastic improvement in my physique, and I think I can use other things to make it better.
Yeah.
You know, but it doesn't mean that I've got other clients who deadlift.
Yeah.
You know, and even for hypertrophy.
Oh my God. You mean you train your clients differently to yourself?
How dare I?
Wow.
How dare I do that?
What a time to be alive.
But yeah, but I think it was the one thing burying myself in the machine was a bit of a reminder of just like the risk that we take going in the gym. Because we always like preach like train hard.
Yeah.
Don't be a bitch. You know, like you need to fucking send it. You know, all that stuff. And it's like cool to say that, but it's like we kind of, even though the gym's a really controlled environment, it is quite dangerous at the same time.
Yeah.
And you got to really pick and choose when you get after it.
Yeah.
And because I always train by myself, not by choice anymore. So I am looking for a training partner.
Not on Fridays, because it's my day.
Monday to Thursday. I literally train Monday to Friday at the moment. I think like I pick and choose the movements, the machines and stuff so I can. Yeah. And I reckon that's why most bodybuilders will pick those fixed range exercises as well. Like obviously the stability component's there and muscle activation for the target muscle is going to be high because of that stability. But I also think like because they're trained close to failure and that's like a pretty important element to getting massive, unless you're a skinny pub med nerd. They're picking those exercises to get after it, and if they can't do any reps anymore, they can just rack it safely.
Yep.
So I think that's a really important concept. Like if you're training on your own, like really assess the risk.
Need to be consideration.
Yeah, we squatting with barbell and stuff like. And you
my
would see it
clients
all the
that like
time.
don't use safeties and shit. I'm like, stop it.
You'd see it heaps, like with the prep stuff, like for powerlifting. It's like you're doing threes. It's like, do you have someone to train with?
Yeah.
You know, that's super important.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, the engagement
went off.
Great to see you there. This happens to people like you.
So
it's great to see me fail.
Has some feedback.
Oh no.
On the big dick energy.
Oh yeah.
I've been introduced to a new term that I didn't know existed.
What is it?
Big clit energy.
Oh yeah, I heard someone say that. Fuck man, it was so funny.
What the fuck is that? So what the fuck that is? It's not the equivalent of big dick energy because it's not a implied level of confidence due to a trait. So it doesn't really correlate, but I just thought it was fucking hilarious. So it's like doing a thing that's like not perceived for women to do.
Okay.
So kind of like leans into like the boss bitch kind of thing.
Yeah.
So if you like
big clit energy.
I don't know, like maybe like fucking cut some wood or something. Like something that like is supposed to be
it's masculine.
A man's thing.
Yeah.
If you do it, it's big clit energy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I liked it.
I've been watching this I'll tie this back. Just work with me.
All right.
I've been watching this docu-series on World War II. It's on Netflix. You have to watch it. If you're into like morbid curiosity, as Tam calls it.
Yep.
And you're a bit of a historian, it's amazing.
I love anything World War II.
It's got the story. It's the story. Like, there's a lot of stuff I didn't really understand the narrative of World War II.
Yep.
And like how it started, and even just like how the Americans got involved in shit.
Yeah.
It's just like Japan was like, these guys are going to get us, so let's get them first. Like, and like there was just this fight going on in Europe, and then these guys were just punching on in the Pacific Ocean, and then they were just like, you know what, we're in. Like, and that's really the catalyst to like winning the war was like the Americans getting in.
Yeah.
So I guess some
Churchill went to him as well, didn't he?
Yeah, but he did, but they weren't that kind of bought in on the idea
until Pearl Harbor.
Until the Japanese bombed them, and then were like, all right, we've got a site with the Germans here, so we, kind of get some help.
Yeah.
And then the Americans are like, well, we're going to get you guys.
Yeah.
So we're in. And then that was like they had this huge coordination of like, when they stormed the beaches of Normandy, it took 2 years to prepare that.
Yeah.
And they had all this technology. Like, it's actually incredible. Like, even the battles, they are all like won and lost by mistakes that people made. They just didn't. Usually, a lot of it was run by ego. It's like, oh, there's submarines coming. Like the Americans are like, no, there's not. Like they can't possibly like get it. Yeah, there's all this intel that they had. Even like with Hitler and stuff. Like they were like, oh, we've seen like advances of like troops and stuff over here. It's like, nah, no, you didn't. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, we're getting bombed by these guys, and like they're attacking us, and they're just like, oh wait, it was them. So there's just shit like that. Like the generals, just like with the tactics. And anyway, I actually totally have no idea how I got here. And how I'm going to
get me back to Big Clean Energy, Jace. Get me there.
That's it. So, so the Russians were fighting with the Germans after they were double crossed by Hitler, and they actually, I think they had maybe the first battalion of women combat serving women in their army.
Of course they did.
Yeah, so they had fighter pilots, snipers, everything like, and it was like apparently like a really big deal. And even when they come up against the Germans, they were like, "What the fuck? Like there's women here."
Yeah,
like because they were like women cook and clean.
Of course.
And rah, rah. Yeah, so I guess like they were. That's maybe the first generation of Big Clit Energy. There you go. I got there.
Well done, Chase. Well done.
I'm just going to sit here and turn this into like a World War II docuseries. That's so fascinating, man. Like
my understanding is that Germany engaging with Russia lost them the war.
It did.
So if they didn't try to fight
the
Russia
battle
as well,
correct,
they would have,
because they were fighting people on both sides.
Yeah.
And the Battle of Stalingrad is like the biggest war, like or battle in world history. They lost the most amount of troops. They almost had them had Stalingrad won.
Yeah.
And the Russians led them into a false sense of security that they had it. And then they just schemed this huge counteroffensive that they were planning over the winter, and they just fucked them up.
Yeah.
Took them from all sides.
Yeah. And if they had had all those troops on the other side in France, they would just
didn't. It just Hitler's ambition lost him the war, and then he got addicted to drugs, and then he was just making stupid suggestions, and people were too scared to cross it.
Yeah,
they tried to kill him.
Yeah,
and
I have heard.
Yeah, they tried to bomb him in his office, and he survived, and then he just went crazy.
Yeah,
and he had a personal doctor who was just putting heroin in him every day, and he was just
wasn't it coke, heroin, and test?
Yeah.
That always ends well.
They were talking about how effective that blitzkrieg was. It's their speed tactic.
Yeah.
And it's because they just didn't sleep. They were just methed up.
Yeah.
And the French were like, fuck, how are they here? I'm just surprised they were able to make decisions to fight after 3 days. It's I've done some big weekends, and there's no way I'm fighting a war 3 days later.
If you take enough.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. But yeah, if you're into World War II, you have to watch it. I'm 3 episodes to go. Obviously, we know how it ends, which leads into the excitement that I have for that Oppenheimer, the movie coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the dude that invented the atomic bomb. So
yeah, well, that's the other argument is but they would have won the war if they didn't go and try and fight Russia. But it's America had some things in their back pockets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dropped 2 of the deadliest bombs in history, and everyone went, oh, fuck, I'm stopping now.
Yeah.
Fuck, what a way to retaliate. I don't know, you ever have a sibling where you just did something to them and they just went way over the top?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's...
I feel that is... So, I was just thinking that whole time I was telling that story, it's there's always a guy in the room that can really fight.
Yeah.
So he doesn't. And it's probably I used to have a mate at home that could really fight.
Yeah.
And he didn't because he hit someone too hard one day.
Yeah.
And it just didn't end well.
They're usually the ones that don't go looking for it. So you don't
But
want to
it's
piss them off. Yeah.
It sits in the corner long enough.
Yeah.
And then it's okay. Righto. And it's Brad Pitt in Snatch.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that massive guy's smashing him around the yard, and he's takes his jacket off, takes his jewelry off, and then it's that was America. All right, if we're really going to play this game, let's play this game.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Fucking wild.
But you got to watch. It's 10 episodes. So it's actually it's a big commitment. It's 10 1-hour episodes.
Yeah, I mean, I watched, are we just talking about Netflix today?
We're going to talk about ankle mobility after this.
Okay. I watched this is fitness, American Gladiator series.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Adrian's recommendation.
I haven't been by myself yet.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amy liked it.
Yeah, I don't know if Steph will like it. She's not really into that shit.
Yeah, it was entertaining.
Mm.
Yeah, it was obviously more about, like, way more story than the thing.
Yeah, you don't see episodes of the gladiators fighting each other and shit.
Correct. Yeah. It was just like basically how much they got ripped off and how many drugs they took. Like,
It sounds like it. Yeah. It's like they just had massive orgies and shit by the sound of it. Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, but it was super interesting.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, worth it for $500 a week and never getting paid any more than that.
$500.
Yeah, they went when they did their tour. So they were basically doing a city every day.
Yeah.
For like 6 months or something. They're on $500 a week.
Wow. No wonder they obviously would have done like the muscle worshipping shit on the side. You would have had to make it.
I don't think
sitting on people's faces and shit. I don't like wrestling them and stuff.
Because the culture was different. Like one of them now is like a TikTok star.
Okay.
And she said like if we had social media back then,
yeah, it would have killed it.
It would have been a thing.
Yeah.
But they got fired because they was just like, we want more money. We want percentage of the merch. And they were like, no. They're like, well, we're not coming in. And they said, well, you're fired anyway. And then just put new people in.
Wow.
It was like, oh, bugger. Backfired.
Laser's gone and we've got taser.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, wild.
Yeah, right. All right, so
ankle mobility.
I think. What's up, guys? Welcome to the STCfit podcast, where we talk about all things nutrition, training, and how to live your best life. If you want some more information about coaching, our free resources, and other fitness-related content, be sure to check us out on our website at www.stcfit.com. All right, let's get to the episode. This is part of the reason why I buried myself in my squat.
Okay.
Because I obviously got that extra ROM, bro. So I watched a video from the knees over the toes guy.
Team too much ROM.
So the knees over toes guy. Yeah. So I've never
listen
watched
to Rogan. I know who he is.
Okay. So I've never watched his shit ever. It just come up on my YouTube algorithm, and it happened to be an ankle mobility drill, and he was like a weighted sled.
Walk backwards.
No, pushing it forwards.
Forwards. Yep.
He said that is the best, one of the things he would recommend to increase mobility, and he would use it before a session.
The thumbnail definitely said it was the best.
Well, of course. So I watched it.
Got to get that click.
Yeah, that's it. So he was explaining that like because it's loaded, like as you're like going through dorsiflexion, like it makes more sense than just like doing stretches and shit. So he was like, that's why it's more value. He said a bunch of other shit that I wasn't paying attention to, and then so I was like, fuck, I'm gonna try it. So I did it after my warm-ups because I've been doing very well with my warm-ups, and I actually worked out today my chest and 1 out of 10 pain.
Hey.
Thank you. So I did it.
Shout out to Ali.
Yep, shout out to Ali. Hopefully you're listening to this and you're proud of me. So yeah, did my warm-ups, and then I did like a really slow like kind of pushing of the sled, making sure like, kind of get enough like kind of push through, get a lot of dorsiflexion, plantar flexion,
So it's not a like, because the way I think push a sled, you're on your toes the whole time, like pitter patter almost. You're actually rolling through the foot, heel strike.
Yeah, so it was like heel strike, knee over toe, like I was really kind of bent over.
Yep. And
then just like kind of I was slowing down that push and making sure that was like a really consistent kind of, I guess, extension.
Yep.
And then for somebody who's got really bad ankle mobility in one ankle, just from like the scar tissue and just being a really bad skateboarder and playing soccer and shit, really beneficial.
Yeah,
like,
cool.
Almost, I did two rotations of the sled push, so probably like, I don't know, 10 meters, so 20 meters twice. And then I was like fucking ready to go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did you get a calf pump too?
I don't remember. I did calves straight after it, so probably.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the goal was to do that into calves.
Yep.
And then I do like 2 accessory exercises, and then I do my prime lift. So it just works best for me on leg day.
Yep.
So yeah, maybe that was part of the reason why like I was like, oh, my feet are in a different position, but I managed to get down.
Yeah.
Because I was like, and like obviously I picked a weight that I've been doing at a different foot position. So yeah, maybe that was why.
Interesting.
So yeah, it was really good. It was really handy. It's just one of those bang for buck. Because I know at the moment, like, because I've got a restriction, and then I have a normal warm up routine.
Yeah.
There's mental friction to like spending 20 minutes warming up.
Yeah. So it should be.
I don't want to do that. Yeah. Like at the moment, I'm committed to doing it because I'm like, I need to address my immediate
Yeah.
limitation that is affecting my whole week of training.
Yeah.
And then I need to do my warm-up to prepare for my session to make sure that I don't re-injure my limitation I'm working with at the moment. But I wouldn't want to walk into the gym knowing that it's going to take me 20 minutes to get going.
Yeah.
And I think that's been the biggest friction to me ever going down that like powerlifting, lifting really heavy is just like I just don't want to be in the gym for that long. You know, just don't see that as a really good use of time.
Yeah, well, the last, like, the hybrid thing that I was trying to do was, like, it wasn't the commitment to the training. It was the commitment to the other shit.
Yeah.
It was, like, I could go in and get under a bar.
Yeah.
But it was the 30 minutes getting to the top set. And it was, well, if I'm not going to do it as much in the gym, then I need to do it outside the gym. First thing in the morning. So when I was, like, at peak competing, it was, like, first thing in the morning, pre-training, before bed.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
To keep in a position where you can put on heaps of weight, you can put on heaps of weight on the barbell, and still somewhat resemble a person. And I'm like, not having that, I was like, I'm gonna hurt myself because I'm not putting all those puzzle pieces together.
Yeah. So I think it's definitely valuable. I just think there's like a system where you need to assess like what you need to work on. Yeah. Like we have like general warm up, which is good. It's just like you do this if you're feeling, you can approach a session, do these sequences, and then get into your ramp sets, and you're fine. I think there needs to be some situations where you just need to assess like if things are more tight than others, and that's going to be really hard to program for. Like if you really send it on your bench press and like you're fucking super tight in the chest, you're probably going to need to spend a bit more time on your chest and shoulders maybe for that next session.
Yeah. To get them in the window.
That's it, to kind of get them feeling good. Or if you're just feeling good, like I've walked into the gym and just felt great, and it's like, okay, well, maybe I've done one rotation of this warm up, and I'm like, no, I'm in. Yeah. Like, let's just start ramping up. Like, there's no point in wasting time doing this. Like, you know, I even had a client who like kind of stretched too much. Yeah. And then he's like kind of hurt himself doing that, and I'm like, so this is only here if you need it. Yeah. You know, so you just remember those times that
know
like
the rules so you can break them.
Correct. Correct. So it's like, you know, if you don't feel tight across the muscles that you're about to train, and you have, you know, range of motion in those joints that's relevant to, you know, or enough at a capacity to go through the session, get into your ramp sets and see what they feel like.
So my prep at the moment is I've actually just tripled it because it's too cold to go running. I have to do a run in 10 weeks.
It's to run, train, and play golf every day, like 1 day a week.
Yeah.
Is that still going? Did you break the record? Did you break it?
I did it for 3 weeks. So the goal was 4. I did it for 3.
That's pretty good.
So we went to Queensland and I got sick.
Yeah, I'll let you slide on that one.
Yeah. So I was actually really happy with that. But yeah, was 5 minutes cardio. Now it's 15 just because, like you said, that's a really high priority. Yeah. Yes, I do my cardio before my training. Oh my fucking God. I'm losing all my gains. Then I'll do 2 movement drills. So at the moment, my workouts are either upper or lower, never both.
Yeah.
So it shortens that, which is nice. So I'll do 2 movement drills. If first set feels great, only do 1. Usually do 2. If it's still fucked, I usually at that point will actually change the drill.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's like if I've done it twice and I'm still not quite there, I need to do something else.
Yeah.
The other thing, like on your mentions, like if I walk into the gym feeling like shit, I'll drop the foam roller between cardio and the movement drill.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say with when you start your ramp sets, and if you think you feel good and then you don't, there's no rules here. You don't. It's like
correct.
Oh, I can't warm up again. Yeah. I guess I'm fucked. I guess I'm gonna rip
Just
it.
have to do it.
Have to tear a hamstring today.
And then I'll do like I don't want to call it activation, but like
you can call it that.
An active drill. Yeah, but the goal isn't actually activation. It's more implementation of the new range. So when I walk in like a fucking computer jockey.
You're loading the new range of motion that you've got access to.
Yeah. And also it cuts time off the ramping sets.
Yeah.
So my favorite upper body one is, I have 2 different ones. Banded face pulls with external rotation. So a bar via line.
Yep.
Then a seated alternating Z press with focus on the upward rotation of the scap at the top. So it just means your shoulder blade goes up.
So are you in a prone a prone wrist in that position, like
For the press?
Yeah, or like you neutral when you do it.
Yeah, neutral, and then like it's a little bit of
I was going to say,
but not a lot.
To get a little bit of that upward rotation, I assume you'd want to kind of like
lead with the heel.
Like internally rotate the shoulder a little bit. Yeah.
Lead with the heel of the hand.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah, pushes you up.
Yeah, okay. We're putting our hands up in the air for the ear people. Just trying to do the movement. People watching can see how bad mine is.
The alternative to that is a landmine and an upright row. Again, upright row must have the upward lift of the scap.
Yeah.
It's not a fixed delt.
Yeah.
A lateral raise,
it's
just with a bar.
Elevation of the scapula.
Yeah, and then, protraction, retraction as well through the pressing pattern.
Any lat work? Anything?
They're the one that I normally need for the foam roller.
Yeah.
I don't need to do
depression and
I don't need
extension.
to activate my lats because they're always active because I sit all day.
Yeah.
If anything, I just need to lengthen them. And so what I find in the alternating press is actually serratus and lat is the normal restriction at the start of that.
Yeah.
So sometimes a good alternative is you're feeling that a lot is you can actually go into a half kneeling position.
Yeah.
And then you'll get like hip flexors into serratus.
Yeah.
And then you're challenging the lat by going into that extension.
You know what I've been doing for that as well? So I've been using my figure 8 grips and strapping myself to a chin-up bar.
Just hanging.
I've been hanging and then expanding, breathing into my belly and then breathing out and crunching down.
Yeah.
And then you can feel your lats lengthen and like your serratus and stuff. And I've been trying to do 30 seconds overhand.
Yep.
And then 30 seconds supinated.
Mm-hmm.
And I always do the overhand first because I feel like the supinated's a bit harder to get in position. So you want to do a little bit of like lengthening stuff first before you get that, so you don't tear a fucking lat. And then so I'm gonna try to get to 2 minutes of hanging every workout day.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, because I feel like my limitation is my lat tightness, and I know it comes from work position, but also I train my back a lot.
Yeah.
I don't really subscribe to this fucking even. You got to press as much as you pull and shit. It doesn't, and it's like for the muscles from a bodybuilding perspective, it's like these muscles are way smaller than all of these muscles in here. Like why would I do that? So there's other ways to kind of help, and I think your mate said it was good. Chris Williams, is it Chris Williamson?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said hanging for 2.5 minutes seems to be an effective thing that he's adopted, and I've just heard other people do it, and I'm like, oh fuck, I've never really tried it. So.
Is it Danny Whiteside, the osteo?
Yeah.
She has a really cool one. It just doesn't really work in my gym layout, otherwise I would do it instead of one of the movement drills I do is like cat camel on a box.
Yeah.
And you hang on a bar and kneel on the floor.
Yeah.
And then let yourself banana back under the bar so you're here and then
Jesus.
So you have to make sure you
I couldn't do that.
Glutes are on and stuff, but fuck, it feels so good afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question. Tam, you might be able to chime in on this too.
Sure.
You know when you ever get fucking real bad leg DOMs? So I'm talking glutes, quads, hammies, whatever. 9 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys ever get back pain?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck man.
Because you walk like an idiot.
My back was fucked. And I spent 3 hours in the car on Sunday.
Yeah.
Driving to Gilmore and back. I couldn't move.
Yeah.
And I was like, have I done something? And then the next day I was fine.
Yeah.
But I had that could have possibly herniated a disc pain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, just woke up the next day and the DOMS was gone. So it's Monday. And then my back pain was gone.
Yeah, it's because you walk stupid.
Yeah.
When your legs are sore.
Yeah, walking stupid.
I also get it sometimes if I'm training hammies or glutes real hard.
Yeah.
Because they're basically still attached up there and then it just tightens.
Yeah, it just positions your pelvis in the shit spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if you're super sore, I imagine that the stabilizers are just not doing the job.
Yeah.
You're actively avoiding going there because it hurts.
Yeah. Oh, that makes me feel better. Because I was like, fuck, I reckon maybe I've done something wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, killing myself on the fucking bench is probably...
Might be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. So your mate had C-Bum on his podcast. I haven't watched it yet. I don't know if it's released yet, but I'm really looking forward to it.
I did see the clip.
I've just been watching all the little clips.
Yeah.
So one of the questions was...
Sorry, he said don't take trend.
Yeah,
Derek had it on more plates, more dates.
Yeah. Well, I think that's not a surprise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's like heaps of meme culture around Trent.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of good for him, someone who's so popular, who's at the top of the sport, to actually be like, no, this is a joke.
Really fucking bad for you.
This is a joke. It's like, if you actually want this thing to like, create toxicity in like all of your major organs, including your brain.
Isn't it connected to dementia and shit?
I think PED use in general would be, did you see that stat that like, Alzheimer's is like increasing in incidence or some shit by like 50% or something? Yeah. Or they reckon in the next 30 years or some shit. There's some crazy stat coming out that we're all going to fucking lose our minds. Well, not me, because I play video games. And I take my B vitamins. Was it folic acid?
I'm
something?
taking mine.
Yeah, take your B vitamins, because that's a preventative measure, I think.
Yeah.
Or not a preventative measure, but it can... Oh, yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
That's what it would be considered.
Correct.
So anyway, your mate had my mate on the podcast. So we'll just do that. Your mate and my mate. So
two of the best looking men on fucking planet Earth.
Yeah. One's jacked.
Yeah. Yeah. Look,
He's
your
jacked.
definition of jacked, probably not. To most people, Chris in his day was decent for a natty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you trained,
Yeah, like he was a club promoter.
Yeah.
So shirt off all the time.
Yeah.
And then his first like celebrity thing off the back of the club promoter, he was actually on the first season of Love Island.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's probably why I've never seen him before.
So he had a decent physique. It's so weird when you hear him speak now. You're like, you interview like the smartest people in the world.
Yeah, very well spoken.
Love Island. What the fuck?
Very well spoken gentleman too.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with listening to smart people talk right at the moment. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's that and YouTube. So there's insight into my mind right now.
Yeah.
So the question was 10 exercises. Can't pick any other movements.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do them for the rest of your life. What are you picking?
Oh,
I actually think that was a bit generous. I was like, wouldn't a 5 made it?
Five would make it easier.
They were running out of. They were like going back
Yeah.
and forth, and even that Ryan Terry dude was the same. Like they were kind of 10.
5 would make it actually easier.
No, but you know why they do that is because 5's boring.
Yeah.
So everyone will say the
Pick the
same 5.
compounds.
It'll be like overhead press, bench press,
Yeah,
deadlifts,
the safe ones.
Yeah,
bent over
yeah.
rows, and squats.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fucking
No,
boring.
fuck squats.
Because
So
then
like 10 is like an
I'm shit at
insight.
squats.
10 will give you an insight into your mind and your personality and your goals, because you might say those 5, and then I'm picking like side raises, press downs.
Yeah.
You know, like
Because then it goes past the bang for buck.
correct.
It's like, what do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deadlift.
Yeah.
Chins.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's like apocalyptic workout plan.
Deadlift, chins. Well, I just think like
Throw
if I have to
push-ups
do
in
it
there.
for the rest of my life, they give me the best
Yeah.
longevity outcomes.
Yeah.
Doing those two movements. If I can continue to like my things like run 5Ks, deadlift 200. If I can do that, I can survive in the apocalypse. It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't really like squatting that much, so I'd probably put
Yeah.
a leg press, but it's got to be a good one.
Yeah, it's all right. You can pick whatever you like.
Yeah.
It's an exercise.
I want a good leg press.
Leg press. Pussy.
The exercise is leg press.
Cable row.
Yeah.
Bicep curl, lateral raise.
Yeah.
Tricep press down.
Yeah.
For the rest of my life. So this is where I'm thinking what I want to do when I'm 60, not what I just want to do now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say a glute focused back extension / GHR.
Yeah.
Because health.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate that.
What else we got? I need 2 more.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't trained chest yet. Oh,
No,
dear.
I was like, this dude is like neglecting
Oh,
the
dear.
most important muscle
Oh,
group.
dear.
You got to do 2 chest exercises.
Dumbbell press and cable pec fly.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm going to go hack squat.
Can you tell I'm training like a bro at the moment?
Yeah. I'm going to go hack squat, stiff leg deadlifts, seated leg curl, single dumbbell row, and a neutral. I'll do a lat pull down because I can change the grip, but that's maybe cheating.
Yeah, it's one exercise.
Yeah. I'll do neutral grip lat pull down with the mag grip.
Yep.
I'm going to do dumbbell curls, close grip bench press, and then I'm going to do lateral raises. I'll do an incline dumbbell press. I got one more. Ooh. Oh, calf raises. Standing calf raises.
Good.
Standing calf raises.
Why dumbbell row over cable row?
Just can manipulate the position.
Yep.
So I can do arm path can change, and you can just line it up with different divisions of the back.
Yep.
Different degrees of flexion of the torso. It's just got more variability.
Yep.
So yeah, it's not to say that you can still do that on the cable.
Yeah.
But
it's funny because that's why I picked the cable.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I can do single arm rotated.
It's a more
double.
stable exercise. I fucking love dumbbell rows, man.
Yeah.
I reckon that's one of the if anyone, you talk about I did deadlifts and my back got big.
Yeah.
It's like no, I just did dumbbell rows properly and my back got big.
Yeah.
I think from that lat kind of development, it's like it just fucking do it properly, man. And it's like can't hide.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of them. I know some people don't like them.
Yeah.
I reckon it's probably setup, and maybe load selection at the start. Yeah.
I think it's a challenge. My programming biases cables because I train lots of girls who are too strong for the dumbbells they lift.
Yeah.
But they're too strong for their size, so the dumbbells they lift are too big for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the actual physical size of them.
You know those fucking adjustable ones that we all had through
they're
lockdown?
just
So
I've still used them now.
Bella was like, I think when she started, she was like 52 kilos. She's like 5'1". With fucking like a 20 kilos on that thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's bigger than you.
Yeah.
Like, how are you? This is not working.
Yeah, I feel you.
So yeah, I think that, and I've been really leaning into the rotation. I've got to tell you about my golf game, by the way. The rotation on the row as a functional outcome.
Yeah.
So I do a fixed single arm neutral grip chest supported row on that machine, the Nautilus one.
Oh yeah.
Which is fucking delightful. And then I do a lower elbow with rotation.
Yeah.
Fuck, I got cupping and needling done from Ali on Friday.
Yeah.
And then trained lats Monday. Fucking hell. I was doing half the weight as a warm up. My lats were cramping.
Yeah,
I was
right.
like, this is fucking new. But yeah, I'm like, do I put the weight up? Is this an actual stimulus or is it just flexing your bicep with no weight? It was a really strange feeling.
Yeah, you just maybe could contract them better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I don't want to take your podcast away from you, but I have a topic I'd like to talk about.
Is it related to fitness?
Yes.
Okay, that's all right then. See how I've tried to do less banter and talk about the thing, and I've got other banter later.
If you live in Melbourne and you have not trained at Doherty's Brunswick,
oh yeah,
you must. You must.
It's the GOAT gym.
I went in there, like I said, I'm literally just training like a bro at the moment. The best gym I've ever been anywhere. I can't say the world because I haven't trained overseas that much, and all the gyms in Europe are shit.
Jackson's been going to some good ones. Yeah, he reckons Portugal's lit, with the gyms and shit, and even Dean and Lizzie.
Well, Dean and Liz said Portugal was good.
So it makes me want to go even more.
Yeah, I went to a couple in Spain and they all sucked.
Yeah.
Well, the gyms were okay, but the culture was gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all the guys were running, all the girls were jacked.
Yeah. Okay.
But all the guys were just skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all the girls want fat. Back to the big dick energy thing. The best answer I got was Big Bunda, just because I like saying it.
Bunda.
And that was from Jess, aka Voldemort.
Yeah.
So she got both podcasts.
Hey, 2 mentions to Voldemort.
Yeah, fucking incredible, man.
Yeah, it's a good gym. It's my favourite place to train in Melbourne.
So good.
Just so unfortunate that it's too far to train for me.
It's a little bit out of the way.
Regularly for me, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to make a lot of our Fridays there.
Yeah. Maybe. I'm old now, so I think about the traffic.
Yeah. Well, I have to drive here and there and then home.
Yeah, well, you're done. You have to drive. So, it doesn't matter for you.
Yeah,
it's I've already...
Could be 5 minutes for us.
Yeah, it's I already drive, so it doesn't matter after that. But for me, I'm that's adding another 90 minutes, 80 minutes to my life in the car that I don't really want.
Yeah. But yeah, Tam and I did a nice upper push-pull shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
Sesh.
I seen you guys went. Yeah.
It was very good.
Thought that was only going to be a solo session, but...
It was looking that way till late.
Yeah.
I had an appointment with Ali, so I was like, I'm going in there, I may as well.
Yeah.
Get a dirty pump and then go get needles.
Yeah. How's your shoulder?
It's okay.
Yeah.
I have
Did you do the same thing as me, or?
I have a theory.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed when it hurts.
Is it when you don't retract your shoulder?
Nah.
Oh.
I think it's your mouse hand.
It is my mouse hand.
Yeah.
I've worked out I
Let's think
don't
about this
have
one.
any pain will not really focus on retracting and depressing my scaps.
Yeah. So I messaged Ali yesterday, like recap after my training, and I was like, I did incline press, and I was like, I had to like fucking jam my shoulder blade down, and I was fine. But it's like I kind of actually want that function in my shoulder to be able to reach.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I was on the computer this morning actually, and I was like, oh, it's just that pattern all the time.
Yeah, I'm always like this.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, and I've got, because you've got the Omni desk as well. Do you have the cutout?
Yeah.
Or is it straight?
No, I've got the cutout.
I wonder if the cutout makes it worse, because you have to, you're not here. You have to reach.
Look, I hope not, because it's a fucking expensive desk.
It was a very expensive desk.
I think it would, because you're already doing this.
Yeah,
and now you're twisting out.
Yeah.
So don't tell me that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to buy a new one.
My only have you seen vertical mice?
Oh, I have.
My only hesitation with those is they don't have enough buttons. I like my shortcuts.
Oh, I don't.
I
don't know if they exist, the shortcuts, so maybe I'll do that.
But if you want to try one, I got like a cheap $20 one off Amazon.
Shotgun.
For the
I'm just gonna buy the best one.
yeah, I was gonna, because have you heard of Logitech's MX Master ones?
Nah, I haven't.
Everyone raves about them for productivity.
Sure.
Right.
And this was in the same line. It was just the vertical one.
Yeah, right.
But I was like, I don't want to drop $200.
Yeah, so all I need is right click, left click, and the scroll.
Same.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah,
it.
me too. I don't need any of the
Yeah.
other stuff. I didn't even know they existed.
I don't need a
shortcuts.
gamer one with all the other stuff.
No,
on
I
it.
use for editing.
Of course.
shortcuts.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it saves like click, move your hand.
Yeah. I need to be able to play
Yeah.
PGA golf on it. It's
all
very
that matters.
important to me.
Yeah.
It's very important.
I have a steering wheel. I don't have to use my
Yeah.
mouse to turn
But then,
corners.
if you are interested in most of the higher tier mice, you can set profiles in different software.
Yeah.
So if you're in an editing software versus a game, it'll
Learn.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Wowzers.
I'm going to try that. So just for the ear people,
Yeah.
we're talking about having a neutral grip when you hold your mouse.
Mm.
So you would not have to pronate and
twist
then excessively internally rotate
your
to
shoulder.
move
Yeah.
around. So you could just...
Hey, I'm willing to try anything.
I'm fucking in for that. That feels nice.
It's lovely. Yeah, my complaint was just I miss my shortcuts.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't believe that I'm in a life where I have to train, warm up like a desk worker.
Yeah.
I just never thought that would be my life.
Yeah. Me too.
It's like I'm a personal trainer.
I don't know. Are we?
It's
It's
so
hard to
weird.
describe. I don't even like sometimes like people are like, what are you doing? I don't even fucking know.
I run a fitness business.
Yeah, that's what I started. I
Yeah.
run an online fitness business.
Yeah.
And they're just like, because they don't know what that is. They're like, oh yeah, that sounds good.
Dude, I just picture you in latex doing fucking
Doing Zooms.
star jumps on Zoom.
That's what my mum probably thinks I do now. Just like she always thought I did it in the gym. Now she just probably thinks I do it at home.
Yeah, in front of a camera. Fuck,
It's the
it's
best.
terrifying. Yeah, I just never. I put out a post ages ago now about like the pushback from like personal trainers that you can't movement prep yourself strong.
Yeah.
And it's like, motherfucker, you move 2,000 kilos a day at awkward angles with awkward grips on awkward pegs on awkward everything.
Yeah, if you're sitting.
You extend, you fucking farmer's walk, you do everything all day.
Yeah.
You are I don't care how jacked you think you are, you're still functional enough to do that all day.
Yeah.
Take all of that away and just train for an hour and a half a day
Yeah.
and sit at the desk the rest of the time. Sheesh.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially being like big.
Mm.
You know, it's like the lighter. When I get lighter, it's okay.
Yeah.
When you feeling heavy.
Yeah.
And then you don't move, it's like you just feel fucked.
Yeah. So I sat down with Ali. She's like, so what's going on with the shoulder? I'm like, well, I added an extra day and all of it was shoulders and arms. She's like, oh, okay. I'm
Yeah,
like,
cool.
It's just a load management issue.
Yeah.
I just need you to get it moving again. She's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, I just did a dumb thing that I would tell my
Yeah,
clients.
I've
not
gone
to do.
down to one pressing,
Yeah.
one push session.
Yeah.
Where I was doing shoulders separately
Yeah.
and chest separately. Just
Yeah.
doing one push session.
I did. I even did a week where my program had run out, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just do no program this week." And
Yeah.
I just trained shoulders every day, and then
Does that just fuck with your head when you do that?
I actually enjoyed it a little bit.
Oh, I can't do it.
Yeah, I had to get away from it because I was just training shoulders and arms. I'm like,
Yeah.
Ben,
Yeah, I can't do it. I walk into
go
the
and
gym.
train your hamstrings.
I'm a fucking mess if I don't have my program.
Yeah,
Just walk into the gym and I'm like, I don't know what to do. A man that trains 30 people and has done that for the last 12 years, walks into a gym without a program and says, I don't know.
I know a good app for you, Jay.
Yeah.
If you head to STCfit.com and check out our training app.
Some pretty good programs on
You
there.
can try it for a month for $1.
Yeah. You know
What's
when it
the
just
promo
runs
code?
out? App free one.
App free one.
Higher case.
Capitals. $1 for a whole month. There you go, Jace.
I think it gives them, they don't even have to do the $1. It's free.
Oh, it's free?
It's free. Yeah. If they do the scorecard.
Wowee.
Well,
Or just go to the scorecard. You
Yeah.
get it for nothing.
that's right. That's right.
The quiz. Results quiz.
Sorry.
It's
Results quiz.
Yeah.
I'll get there eventually. So I'm trying, guys. I'm trying.
But yeah, just shout out to Doldies. Also walked in and Tony had like all his gangster ass friends at the front, which was cool.
Yeah, sick.
And there was a Lamborghini parked out the front, and there was like the old school boxy Land Rover out the front as well.
Yeah.
It's like, this is cool.
Yeah.
Got juicy pumps.
Yeah, it's the best place. Love it. So I was at the gym yesterday? Maybe. I don't know. I was at the gym. What's up, guys? So before we move on, just wanted to make sure you guys know about our free resources on the website. So go to www.stcfit.com/resources and take advantage of our free body transformation guide, our SBD guide, and our body transformation quiz. For some reason, it really irks me. So I just want to know, like, if one, validate me, and then two, I want to know what your pet peeves in the gym are. So I was working on a bench, and it was like kind of close to the dumbbell rack, and then there was the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
So I was already working on there. And this particular individual already knew I was. And I had my dumbbells on the bench. So then I went to go back for my next set because I walk around the gym in between my sets. It's funny because someone said, like, I'll put a post up, like, what are your pet peeves in the gym? And someone was like, those guys that walk around the gym. I'm like, I'm getting my fucking steps up, bro.
Because I'm a desk worker now.
Yeah, 100%. So I walk around the gym, try and get 2,000 steps in a session. And then I'll do half an hour afterwards, and they'll give me 3,000. So I get 5,000 in a workout.
Yeah.
5,000 when I go to the gym.
Coffee's here.
So I'm walking back to my bench after I've done my steps. And this particular individual has grabbed the dumbbells off the rack and then just started doing side raises like an inch from my bench. So if I wanted to sit down on my bench, I would basically have to bum him to get on it. And then when I finished and he was doing it again in front of where my dumbbells had to go, it enraged me.
Yeah.
And like, obviously, like I can be quite a confrontational person just by looking at me. So I made it very clear not to stare and to look down at the ground and just wait and whatever. But fuck, man, it pissed me off hard, eh? It's like,
I'm surprised you did that, to be honest.
I was like, don't people have like
awareness
of space?
No.
So then I was like, what? And then I reflected on it. I was like, all right, what are my pet peeves in the gym? And I was like, you don't put your fucking weights away.
Body odor.
No, the body odor one. It's like I was like, how many do I throw out? Loud shit music, and not being aware of personal space. I think those three things are my pet peeves the most.
Yeah,
especially the personal space one.
Yeah,
it's like I don't want to work out knowing that like you're breathing down my neck, and like don't stand so close to the mirror that like you can see up your nostrils. Like your muscles are still the same size.
Yeah, like
standing like 3 or 4 meters back. It's like let everybody access the dumbbell rack.
Yeah.
Like, I think that kind of irked me the most.
So, we'll come back to the list.
Yeah.
So, I went into the cycle. So, I go into the group classroom to take my post-workout selfie all the time.
Yeah.
Because I just sometimes, when I'm doing my warm-up, you know how you were like, just if I'm feeling it or not. I know if I'm feeling filming or not. And some days I'm just like, I just want to fucking train today. This is my time.
Yeah.
So, in those days, I have to take a selfie because otherwise my workout doesn't count.
Of course.
So I go into the cycle room to take my photo and get like 3/4 of the way down to my mirror under my light.
Yeah.
And a girl follows me in who was also there to do a selfie.
Oh, so it's the selfie spot.
And
Everybody knows.
I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I can't do it while you're here. I have performance anxiety.
Yeah. Especially for a selfie. It's a real like...
Yeah, especially as a male in a lilac singlet.
Yeah.
It's like this is
in
Gisborne.
I get it.
I
understand.
This is not it. And I was like, how do I manage this? So I just played on my phone for a bit.
Yeah.
And she obviously felt the same. So she left.
Oh, right.
Left her drink bottle and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And left. And I was like, this is my opportunity.
Yeah.
And then I went and took the selfie in the bathroom.
That's hilarious. That's pretty...
Because I was feeling myself too. And I was like, I'm going to take my shirt off today. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah?
going to do it. And then I was like, oh, fuck, I Can't do that while you're here.
Yeah, it's pretty accepted, the selfie at our gym.
Definitely.
Even to the point,
at that gym, fucking
even
oath.
to the point now where like
you could take your shirt off in the middle of that gym and take a photo, and no one would blink.
We're turning the light off to the mirror now because it improves the shot.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, nah, man, you got to do it like this.
Yeah. Look, the bathroom mirror is much less flattering than the mirror in the group classroom.
Oh yeah.
And the lighting's not as well positioned.
Yeah. I don't even think I've ever been in the toilet at the gym I go to, which is an example of why you would not want to go in there.
Yeah.
The only good bathroom gyms are usually full length.
Yeah. Except for Doldy's because they make you look massive.
Does anyone bring a tripod and shit to your gym? Like, is that
me and one other girl.
Has that culture made it there yet?
Me and one other girl.
How do you feel about that? Because like, it's funny. Like you hear these people online, so they're just like, if you bring a tripod, like you're a pussy, you don't train hard, like whatever. Like you hear these meatheads, like this like tripod culture, but then they'll proceed to like create content that's like, oh, do this particular row in this particular position to activate this particular division of this muscle. So watch me coming into the gym with somebody with a camera to work out.
Yeah.
But don't you take your tripod into this gym because you're a pussy and you don't train hard? It's like,
you're a douche.
Have you just can you sit back and understand how fucking stupid you sound?
And ironically, if you take a tripod, you can easily just say you're actually reviewing your own training.
Which is exactly why I do it.
Which is very fucking useful.
Yeah, I do it. It's like it goes on the gram and it's that whole I do thing from the other episode. Yes. There you go. But then it's also like I look at each one and I'm like, okay, so this felt harder than it looked.
Yeah.
So the speed didn't actually drop off. It just felt like the speed dropped off.
Yeah.
So I can actually either lift the same weight or more or get another rep out or something.
Yeah.
Or it's like, feet position or whatever. So it's knowing what to look like. But I just love I love this like pushback towards this like culture because it shifts the norm a bit, and it's like and like it's a narrative that you can paint. They're like, oh, you're a pussy, like you work at Alpha Land, and you wear Gymshark and shit, like It's like, come on, man, like you're running around with arguably at least one person, maybe two people with a fucking giant camera, probably.
Yeah. And your camera setup's probably $3,000.
So instead of having a little tripod in a way, you've got a fucking human.
And if you can't afford to do that, don't film anything.
Yeah. I'm all for it, man. Like I think like I actually think that's more detrimental to the culture of fitness than positive. Like I think if people are reviewing their lifts and like there's online coaching is becoming way more prevalent, it helps us troubleshoot. Things that people generally might do face to face, we can still do them online.
Yeah.
Even creating awareness of like reference points for people to, troubleshoot their own movements. And I think that's a really good one. Like I've been teaching my guys, like if your hip doesn't get to here, you need to do that next set. And then that is improved dramatically over, that period of time where we're looking at that stuff.
Who, let's say you only take those videos for vanity. That's the only reason you take your phone and tripod to the gym is to film it so you get likes on Instagram. Who the fuck are you to say that's not okay?
Yeah, I don't know.
How does it negatively impact your training? It's just like,
so who cares?
Fuck off.
Just don't care.
No.
Yeah. I'm all for it. I don't care if everyone walks in with a tripod. Like it's like if the only time it's a problem is if you got upset if someone gets in the way of your shot.
Yeah.
Like I've been working out and people are like have stopped and like tried to walk around. And I'm like, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to be that dude that's like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'll just take I've got 2 more sets of this,
exactly.
bro. Like, or if you get in, if it's my top set and you get in front of it, it's like, fuck, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to do this next week. Or like, if Tam's there, like, it's different. I'm going to get after it. And I know he's going to pick a shot where no one's going to get in the way. Like, I just think if you're a jerk, then it's different, and you're maybe like putting your tripod on another machine.
Yeah.
And other people want to use that machine. That's totally different. That's called being inconsiderate.
I actually saw a reel the other day of a girl doing like heel touch step ups, bit of a thirsty angle, but like filming her training for content. Yeah. And there's a voice in the background. It's like, oh, am I in your video? And she was like, no, you're fine. Yeah. Like it's all good. Yeah. Even if you're not, even if you are, I don't care. It's fine. Yeah. And then the caption was just like something along the lines of, it's not other people's responsibility to not be in my shot. Yeah,
the
goal of the gym is to go train. Yeah. If I want to film, I have to work around everyone else in the gym.
Yeah.
And I think that attitude is good.
I'm always really conscious of like not trying to put other people in the shot. Even like when we first started going to the gym at Deramet, like people were really getting out of the way, and I was just walking up to him saying like, the shot that he's taking is really zoomed in.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't actually see you guys, and it's probably blurred in the background as well.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you'll be okay. Like, we're very conscious of not putting people in the shots if we can.
That's always what I tell people too. Is I'll move around you.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the anti-culture maybe comes from.
It's just insecurity.
Well, that, and I think maybe just that small minority of people that like you maybe get upset because someone walked in front of their tripod when they were training. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, but I just thought it was so ironic that like someone's doing a YouTube video in a gym of working out and then decides to call out the people that take a tripod to the gym to film their working out.
Yeah.
It's like your whole YouTube channel and probably a large portion of your income from YouTube comes from that. And you're telling people not to do that.
They thought they had a hot take.
And you've got
this. Especially when it can be so hard for people to, like, I've been doing this for 12 years.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I fucking don't have a huge amount of distorted perception of the way I look. I think I look like a sloppy mess and that I'm still skinny and I'm fat.
It's got body dysmorphia.
100% I do. But the concept of me taking a selfie in front of someone else, I know my clients feel like that about taking a phone to the gym to record their workouts.
Yeah.
That's how I felt in that moment, is how they probably feel just filming their squats.
Yeah.
So like I think it's shit.
We gotta change the culture.
To say something like that affects that. And then even I've heard like top dog, someone actually I really fucking respect in the industry, talk shit about kids that take their cameras to go train. It's like you haven't what's the metric? How strong do I need to be? How much muscle do I need to have? Like tell me where the exact cutoff is that I've earned the right to film my training.
Yeah.
When I'm 18. I'm not allowed to do it because I haven't achieved enough at 18. So I have to wait till I'm 100 kilos? Am I big enough?
The mirrors at the gym alone were a prehistoric way of us being able to assess our form.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just we didn't have the ability to film ourselves.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, all it's doing is adding another angle and an element to assessing your movement. You not only can use the mirrors to assess your immediate technique.
Yeah.
You can review it maybe from another angle, or maybe just review the technique when you're not tired and you don't have your bandwidth distributed across movement in real time and effort at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually posted my 5-minute lower body warm up video the other week, and I was like rounding my back on my B stand 30 hours. I still posted it, and I was like, "This is why you film your lifts." Because it was like I was fucking that up, but I didn't even know.
Yeah,
I watched the video. I was like, "Oh, that's
we don't
shit.
move perfectly."
So it's
it's a culture shift that I don't like.
Yeah, I think about the selfie experience because my justification is like in my head. I'm like, this is how I make a living.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to say like,
it's the I do part.
If you want to have any kind of issue with me filming, and someone that was to say that, it's like it's my fucking job, bro.
Yeah.
But if you're a client and it's not your job, like that anxiety, you don't have that as you come back. It's just like, this is the thing that I do and I like to do it.
But you should be able to be happy to just do that. I don't know.
I agree.
Yeah, it's like people throwing shade at like the progress pics.
Yeah.
It's like you should be proud to show that off, man. I love it. I love it when you see someone who's really not confident in their own skin and then gets to a point where they feel confident in their own skin and they actually show the progress they've made. Yeah. It's like that is a fucking massive confidence or just mentality shift.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I feel like most of those people like gatekeepers. Like they just want to, they're keeping shit to themselves. Yeah. Like, they've got this tribe of like, prehistoric thinking and they're just like, nah, it's like, this is for us. And yeah, it's like, I don't know.
I don't
know if it's like helping.
Comes back to what you were saying a couple of weeks ago, Ben, about you don't really usually criticize people that are behind you.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like, you're intimidated by what's happening. Yeah. Well, I wish I had that when I was that age or whatever.
It's like, they're trying to do something or be proud of themselves.
Yeah.
And then you take some sort of insecurity to that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all interesting. Like the evolution of fitness culture at the moment is really interesting.
Yeah.
It really stood out to me at, was it this year? Last year? earlier this year when I went to Sydney for States.
Yeah.
APL, and it was like all of the girls had makeup on. All of them had some kind of accessory, like a pink belt or a like cool braids or like a ribbon braided through their hair or what. Like all of them like looked like the people, like the Gymshark crowd.
Yeah.
And then they were all strong as fuck.
Yeah, it's not just like, people raw dogging it, just fucking rocking
Yeah,
up.
and it's the same guys would be like, fucking powerlifting's changed.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are like, don't take your tripod to the gym. It's like, cool, if you want to train in a fucking sweaty garage with other men and sniff each other, fucking go for it.
Yeah.
But like, you don't own the squat, bench, deadlift. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. So I saw some information the other day. New research shows that the younger generation are skipping the idea of owning a house, etc., for a lifestyle of travel, luxury items, and etc.
Mm-hmm.
Is the Australian dream over, or are these people just delaying it? So the Australian dream is obviously own your house, pay it off, become debt free.
Scotty paid.
You know, that's what the Australian dream was. Is it still?
So, I used to be in the camp of like, because I always push back against whatever our generation says.
Yep.
So it's like, it's too hard to buy a house. I was like, fuck you. Our parents didn't go to Europe 7 times. Like, fuck off. And like the coffee and the avocado and stuff. But I've seen enough now to see the comparison of like wages and what you can actually buy for it. Like the equivalent now of buying what you needed to have 2 cars paid off in a 4-bedroom house within 20 minutes of the city or something like that was like 450 grand.
Yeah,
combined income
insane.
or some shit. It's like for our parents, it was like relative to now, like 60K or some shit.
Yeah.
It's like, it's actually not. Like when you break down the comparisons over the last however long, yes, interest rates were higher. Yeah. The repayments were still relative to your
I think
income.
I worked out it was like early 90s. There was like a tipping point where like housing prices and income was actually like at its most epic time, and all of these people just bought fucking heaps of houses.
Yeah. So I actually, I was thinking about talking about this on Learn today, but I'm actually going to bring the person in. So I sat down with a friend of mine, actually from Shepparton, who is a, what's the word I'm looking for? Helps you buy houses.
Financial advisor?
Nah.
Real estate agent?
Nah. The other
buyer's
one.
advocate? Yeah.
She's a buyer's advocate,
Yeah.
but she works specifically only with people who are looking to buy investments.
Yeah, I'm going to hire one of them. My mate used one.
So
Very,
sight
very
unseen. Like she's like, if you have any emotion with this product, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
So Amy and I have been back and forwards. Obviously, we moved, made sure we liked the area. We're in a house now that we're like, I'm pretty fucking happy to just stay here.
Yeah.
Our heater broke. It's like, oh, that's a $10,000 bill I don't have to pay.
Yeah.
And then like looking at the houses around to get anything similar, it's like 900 grand. So it's like, okay, doable, but fuck, it's a big stretch. So we were chatting to her, and there's a concept called rent vesting.
Yeah. My mate's the same.
I'm fucking in for it. 100% in for it. So for people who don't know what it is, basically you invest in homes that are ideally positively geared, if not very close to. I have a track record of like spending everything I get, and money burns holes in bank accounts for me. So it's forced savings. So I'd rather over contribute to something like that than have it sit in my bank account. So I'm not the money in the mattress guy. Yeah. So that, I guess, is me expressing the same thing. Yeah. That lifestyle is more important. Where the house I want to live in and where I want to live is more important to actually owning the place. Wealth's still important. So I'm just finding other ways that I can still generate that wealth outside of my own home. Yeah. We've sort of spoken. We always get the feeling like, look at you guys, look at our friends in Shep and stuff. It's like they all have houses, and we're kind of like, fuck, like, are we behind? It's like I wouldn't trade.
Talk about that next.
I wouldn't trade the experiences that we've had. For a house right now. Like, and I'm really comfortable with that decision. But I am definitely in that camp.
Yeah. So I guess like leading on from that, like, do you feel like social pressure on like timelines, milestones, like your life, career, like etc. Like do you feel like you should be at a certain place at a certain time? Given that, I guess it's easy for us to say now because we're like a little bit older.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, do you feel like you should be at a certain place now?
I 100% felt like I'd failed at life when I got to 30 and didn't own a home.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. It's crazy that like we think that way. And then obviously statistics show now that like the next generation don't care.
Yeah.
Or either it's so far out of reach. Because I reckon it'd be daunting as fuck, like thinking at 18 years old. Like I remember at 20, we were talking about like, my mates used to play for like a footy club closer to town, and they were just talking like their first house, it cost them $800,000, and they were just talking as if it was like so, what's the word, like nonchalant.
Yeah.
And we were like, fucking hell, $800,000, rah, rah. And then they were just like, what do you mean? It just costs that much?
Yeah.
And then like we bought our first home for I think it was about 400. Just really fortunate that like outer suburbs just started to kind of go up, and the concept now of like owning a home for your first home is just like even at 20 would just be like, this is a feat that I cannot overcome.
Yeah. Especially if you're like the median income in Australia. So the average income skewed. If you search average income,
isn't
you'll
like
get like
80K or
80
something?
grand.
Yeah.
But it's skewed by the multis.
Yeah.
When you do median, which is way more representative of what the most people earn,
most people make this much.
It's 48 grand.
Wow.
So if you're on 95K pre-tax as a household, how the fuck do you come up with 100 to put on a house?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy, man. And then like the free stamp duty things, like, oh yeah, you get free stamp duty up to 650 grand.
Yeah.
So show me the house. That's 650 grand.
Yeah.
You're going to get a 30-year mortgage, so you would assume that you're probably going to want to stay in that place for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
So it's not like move into the one-bedroom apartment that has no growth.
Yeah.
Like there's, we do okay. Like, be honest, we do okay.
Yeah.
But the thought of doing that on that kind of income is just like,
it's terrifying.
So out of reach.
Yeah. I guess from the milestone perspective, like I always had my life mapped out. I don't know why. No one ever taught me to do it. I never had pressure from my parents or anything. Like, at this age, you do this. And I just had it worked out. I was like, I'm just going to be like out of home by 25, married by 30. And I kind of just worked that way.
Yeah.
And I think I moved out at 26 and we were married at 30.
Yeah.
But it was like, it didn't really mean anything. Like, it didn't change anything. Like, I didn't actually like wake up every day and be like, now I've got 3 years to do this. I think I feel the most pressure in my career than anything.
Yeah.
Like, I feel the most pressure, like thinking I should be further down the road than I am. But then it's like, you hear all these stories of like, tremendous amount of success coming to people in their 40s and 50s and whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, I've got time. Sometimes I feel like I've got this like fucking this clock just ticking, and it's running down. And I don't really reflect on like the progression that I've actually made. But yeah, I guess like I think in some instances, like you don't have to trade one or the other.
Yeah.
Like I don't really think that like there's always this pushback on like, we kind of get a little bit of shade sometimes, like, got the nice house, got the nice car, got the clothes and whatever. And it's just like, oh, well, I'd rather just have the experience and stuff. It's like, man,
I don't like that.
I've been overseas probably more times than these people have. Like, I've traveled with my friends, I've traveled with my partner, I've experienced different cultures, I've done shit that a lot of people haven't done. It's like I'm not trading one off for the other. It's just like circumstances have kind of come my way where like I've just done whatever.
Able to do both.
Yeah, it's like I don't have to sit here just because I can't have the things that I want and do the things that I want to say that if you do both of those things that you're some like shallow person that just like doesn't care about life and memories and whatever. Like I just don't subscribe to that mentality.
Yeah, the whole like memes over materials kind of thing. It's like it's cool when you like, as much as you guys aren't having a family or anything, but it's like it's cool when you're 25.
Yeah.
Then like cool. So what are you gonna drive your kids to school in?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, like the same beat up car that you've got now that you haven't. Like the brakes are fucked on and it's unsafe and you know what I mean? Like it and the house. Where are they going to grow up?
Even like
my mate Chris put up the number one determining factor of the income that your children will make is, and this is another thing that's really fucking landed with me for the rent vesting thing. The number one determining factor of the income that your children will make is based on the suburb, the median income of the suburb you raise them in.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Wow. I don't know if I believe that, though.
There's obviously outliers.
Yeah, because like it's just like I fucking don't. I'm not an example of that.
Yeah, but you're an outlier.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Have a think about all the people you went to high school with. What's the median income?
Yeah. I'd be interested to know.
Probably similar.
A lot of people probably think I'll be fucking washing windows or something now. Not that that's so bad. I just don't know the.
Yeah.
Just don't throw shade.
Yeah. So for me, I'm like, well, if I can live here and pay rent there and still accrue wealth elsewhere, but my kids go to those schools and hang out with those people. And like we talked about on Learn a couple of episodes ago, just like the values and stuff that you were potentially raised around, whether like that kind of idea of being growing up on third base, thinking differently about money and all that kind of stuff. Like I think why I pushed back on the idea of like you can buy a house. It's like when Amy and I met, we were like negative 60K.
Yep.
Most of it was shit debt.
Yeah.
Like cars were not worth that if we were to sell them.
Yeah.
So we had to get out of that.
Yeah.
And if we were the other way around, or we didn't have that, we would have a house.
Yeah.
So it's like our own choices in our early 20s determined that outcome for us and determined the outcome that we've got now. Would I trade the travel that we did during the time we paid off all of that debt to have a house now? I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I definitely wish I didn't make all those choices in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off when people say like, I'm just more interested in experience. It's like, fuck off. That's fine. You can be, but respect that.
Man, of times I've had to bite my tongue in that situation.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't sit here and like talk about shit that you do and say I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. And none of them very few of the people that say that make an exceptional amount of money that allow them to experience life at another level.
Yeah. And then I guess like
I know two people that have made it work.
Yeah.
One couple.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess like just thinking about making that definitive decision of like, I'm just all in on this lifestyle. It's like, man, we're only getting older in terms of our life expectancy. Yeah. And it's like, I've heard life's not really that great on, your quote unquote pension. Yeah. For the 20, what is it like? So isn't our life expectancy like 80 something, 86, 87? So you can get access to the pension, 69?
65.
65?
Yeah.
It's a rough 20 years, man.
Yeah.
30 years, whatever. It's like, fuck, that's...
If you haven't already invested in
and that's if you...
stuff.
Yeah, and if you don't have a home...
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, you're taking rent out of that as well.
Yeah, so that's kind of just a consideration. Yeah. I thought it was a really interesting thing to talk about. And then, like, I know I have a very different philosophy on life to some other people. You can say it's fortunate, timing, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think just looking beyond next week, next month, next year.
Yeah.
It's like, how cool is it to talk about the times that you went overseas when you need to eat, with food stamps?
Yeah.
For the fucking last 20 years of your life.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And there's a way out.
Yeah.
Always. Even you guys can buy a home. Like, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Invest enough. Consolidate all of the profit. Buy your fucking home.
And that'll be the thing, is just like, we will own our home at some point, but it'll be the home that we want to own in the suburb. Like it's just another way around it rather than saving the huge amount of cash.
And I think, like you said, like using people like a buyer's advocate, like a broker, like a financial advisor, learning about money, unpacking all of the negativities you have around money, like with a professional, like just understanding those things. They're just life skills that I would just really encourage the younger audience, or even anyone, just learning straight away.
Yeah, so back to obviously I was just excited because I had that conversation last week. Back to your point about like the younger generation not caring, I think it is just like, well, why would you bother caring? It seems so far away. Yeah. So out of reach.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've even heard stories of people just like, I'm just going to wait till my parents just give me the house.
Well, yeah.
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 It's like, wow.
Yeah.
You don't know when that could be.
But it's interesting. Like, this is post World War II till, I think, whenever you said that crossover point was, like mid-90s.
Yeah, like early 90s, I think.
It's like one of the only times in human history that the have-nots increased wealth as fast as the haves.
Yeah.
And now it's just gone back to normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the industry that was created by World War II, look at World War II is just the topic of the day.
Yeah.
Actually created that amount of wealth growth for everyone.
Mm.
And this is actually normal.
Yeah.
So 150 years ago, you didn't just fucking buy land.
Nah.
You had a family farm. You had 10 kids so the kids could work on the farm. So you made enough money.
Yeah, and there was just that one rich person that just lived comfortably.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, interesting.
So it's just an interesting time. And when the more you zoom lenses out, the more it's just like, it just swings and roundabouts.
Yeah.
You just have to make the right decisions for you at the time.
Yeah.
And if you do want to just travel and not have shit, that's awesome. Yeah. Just don't look down on people who don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah. So you do want to have memories are a great investment.
Yeah. Yeah. We would have done 6 months overseas had it not been for the closures.
Yeah.
Because we both hit online businesses as it happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels.
Would have definitely done it, but here we are.
I'm going to go overseas now. Decided. Locked and loaded.
Jealous.
All right. I think that's it, Tam. We good? You happy?
Please.
He's not happy. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.